G'day guys, welcome back again. I'm doing a big Starburst pour today, and I'm using my phone, so I've only just got the canvas in the frame. This is huge. It's 90 centimetres by 90 centimetres, which is I think 36 inch by 36 inch. I've turned the light off above only because it was having this big glare here, so I might turn it back on later on once I've got the canvas covered. Hopefully it's not too dark. Okay, so what I'm doing today is I'm just using floetrol, 3 parts floetrol to 1 part paint, and I've got all my paints mixed up here using the global. I'll go through them quickly. I've got peacock. So what I wanted today was just all basically blues and oranges, shades of blue and orange. So light aqua, dark aqua, this one's turquoise. And then I've got my deep space, which is my navy blue. So those are our bluey colours. And then for the warmer colours, we've got cool red, warm red, orange, warm yellow, which is a pale orange, I think, more of a pale orange than a yellow, and this one is cool yellow. So that's all the colours, and then of course there's black and white, just normal black and white. So everything mixed up 3 to 1, and I've put coconut milk hair serum in each of the colours. Each of these cups has got 150 grams of floetrol and 50 grams of paint, so that's 200 grams of paint. So they've each got 6 drops of coconut milk hair oil in them. Okay, so I've covered my canvas first with black. I made it a little bit thinner. I did 4 parts floetrol to 1 part black. Because the black does tend to thicken up pretty quickly, and I just wanted to be able to spread it out really easily. So I made 2 big cups and spread it out with this spatula. I think it's a cake decorator, and I did the sides as well. I just pushed the paint off the sides till it went over, and then I just smoothed it. So that's that. Right, let's get to it. This is one that I did yesterday, little sample. You may have seen that one on Facebook on the Australian Acrylic Pouring page. I really like how it's in rings, so I'm going to try that and see if I can achieve something similar on a bigger scale today. It's a bit nerve-wracking. This is huge. Okay, so where's my middle? Let's have a look, see if that's the middle. It's just started raining, I don't know if you can hear that. Had a bit of a drought in Australia, and it's now raining, so that's great. I think that's middle. I'm just going to walk around and see if that's about middle. Bring it forward further a little bit. So that's going to be my centre, which is black. And then I'm going to pour my colours out in rings, just randomly, round and round. I don't mind if they overlap a little bit, that's quite fine. And what colour will I start with? So that's my consistency there. Just leaves a little mound on top. I'm not going to mix it too much because I've only gone round 3 times with the stir stick after I put the coconut milk in. So just randomly I'm going to do some colours, some circles, see what happens. And some yellow. They're all going to blend in together, so I'm not terribly fussed about the shapes and the sizes of my circles. Just try and use up all the colours, obviously. And that one just went over the top. This is the lighter turquoise. I'll put some of the medium orange in there as well. It's almost like throwing paint at the canvas. I still want to do that. Throw paint. I have to do this in 2 sections. I can't get around to the other side. I have to walk around the canvas each time. Move my little stool out of the way that I use to climb up onto the table. Have I got enough paint? I made a lot. I didn't really calculate how much I needed because I don't need as much for a swipe as I do for a flip cup. So I just sort of estimated. I'll put some more yellow in while I'm up the top here. Whoops, stick fell out. Let's use up all this yellow. So obviously we're going to get lots of different shades of colours from these colours here. My blue and yellow is going to make green. The red and the blue will make purple. So we're going to get a lovely colourful pour, which is great. Hope it works out nicely. It's a lot of paint. A lot of floetrol to use up. Right, what colours next? Still got a lot of this turquoise. I'll bring that round here, I think, around the outside. And I'm hoping to leave my corners black. Just so that I've got, well, even amounts of paint coming around, but hopefully the corners will still be a little bit black, just for that little feature. So you don't have to put a black background, I should say, down first. I only did it because this is a reused canvas. I think I did this one last year, one of my really early ones, and I thought, well, I don't really want to hang it up. It's not as good as I would like to be, so instead of buying a new canvas, I'm just going to pour over it. Now, where else? I put a little bit of this yellow just in here. That's going to be my middle. My side over here is, I've rubbed it with my shirt. Paint's come off. Oh well. It's a problem with having to do such a big pour and walking around and around just to get it covered. If you don't want to see all of this, if you're bored, just fast forward to the fun part, to the swiping part. I'll go as fast as I can. Right, now I haven't put any white in yet. One of the ones I did last night, the one I showed you before, I didn't have a lot of white, or it didn't have any white in it, and I really liked that, so I'm just going to try for just a little bit of white. I don't want a lot. I think that will do. Now, I've still got colour left over. What will I do? I've got some blue here. I'll just put that a little bit in there, a little bit more around here. Trouble with using so many colours is losing the definition of each colour and getting mud. So you have to be careful with your colour choices. I think that's pretty much got it covered. Now I've still got a lot of orange and my lovely pale aqua. I'm going to put some more aqua in because I really like this aqua. Hopefully I'll get some multicoloured cells because we've got colours mixing into other colours. So we should get some nice multicoloured cells. And I've got some more orange. Where am I going to put the orange? It's probably enough paint, really. Don't want to go overboard. Do I go overboard? I do like this orange. I'm going to put a little bit in here. Seems it's an orange and turquoise painting. I do want a lot of orange and a lot of turquoise. There we go. And I think I'll leave it at that. Now I just need to get my swipers organised. I'm going to use these little paint chip cards today for my swipers. Move all my dirty cups out of the way. And the other thing I'm going to do is lay down some just paper towel so that when I do wipe my card off, it's going to go straight onto the paper towel and then I can pop it in the bin just to save on cleaning up later. So I put all these out, ready to go. Okay. Let's do it. So I'll use one card a couple of times and then I'll turn it around and use the other side and then I'll get a clean one. Alright, let's see how this goes. Swiping from the centre out. I'm going to do the corners first. That corner didn't work too well. I'll have to put more black there actually. Put some black on all the corners. The black's been sitting there for a little while on my background, so it's probably thickened up a little bit. So I'll just go around and pour some black on each. Spread it out a little bit. You want to have a good flow for your little card. You want the paint to flow. And where it got to this corner, it just kind of stopped because it didn't have as much paint there. Last corner. Okay, a little bit of black there if I need it for anything else. I always do like to make up more paint than what I need. Now I'm going to have to go over this one again to get that corner, but I'm going to just come across to the side here first. Like so. Wipe off my card. Once it starts bending, then you know that you need to use the other side. So we've got multicoloured cells popping up, which is what I was expecting. finished with that card, so I'll pop it there and get a fresh one. Once I start running low on black in the centre there, I'll have to put some more black there. See how you can see the colour underneath now in the middle there, so I will have to add a little bit more black as I go along because the black's being swiped out across the other colours, so you will have to just keep topping it up. Okay, now I'm going to have to walk around here and do this side. I'm only going to wipe it on here because I don't want to walk all the way around to get to my paper towel. And then once you've done each corner, then you can do the middle of those two. And I just pushed paint right off the table onto my little table. I'll just give that a little wipe. Okay. It's messy. Swipes are a bit messy. That's the only problem with a swipe. It's messy. But you do get a really good effect. I do like swipes. Now where will we go? Through there. Okay, how's that looking? Need to get another card. And I think I'll need to just top up my black again in the middle. A little bit more black there. So it's probably not as dynamic in colour as the one with which I just did rings that I didn't blend. This one, as you saw, I blended the rings. I had colour on top of colour. The other one that I showed you earlier from last night, I didn't really blend the rings, so I got more definite rings of colour. You could see what they were. All right, here we go again. Now if you do this, you don't have to swipe straight down. You can swipe down on like a curve if you want to. Just whatever you feel like doing at the time. Just wipe that onto there. There's my puppy pedal pads under here that are great for catching paint. Alright, so I've done the corners, I've done the middle, I've done the sides. Now I'll go again one more. And I don't mind if there's a little bit of bright colours left in between these. I'd rather have that, like a little splash, little pop of colour here and there, rather than just all mottled colours with cells. Like this, a little bit of colour left here, that is just fine by me. And don't swipe over what you've already swiped. It can get a little bit muddy, so one swipe preferably. Running out of table space here. This canvas is so big, it hardly fits on my table. Now I will have to go over this one again because to get to this corner. Oops, paint dripping off the table. Clean that up before I stand on it. walk paint all around the house. All right, now I've got a fresh card. And I'm going to put a little bit more black in the middle. It's a very big black centre here. I wasn't planning on it being so big. But by the time you've swiped in different directions, it does spread out that black. Okay, here we go. Do that corner there. And then we'll do this one that I missed the first time around. Into that corner. Go. Fold up that paper towel and got my next one clean and ready to go. A bit more black again. Once you can start seeing your colour underneath, it's just a good idea to pop a little bit more black down. So I'm still deciding whether or not to pull a little bit of colour through here into the middle. I may do that still. I did that last night on one of my experiments. I think I did 4 last night, 4 experiments. If you're following me on the Australian Acrylic Pouring group, you might have seen them there. And I was saying, which do you like? Because I like them all. I couldn't decide which one to do for you today. But anyway, I decided on a bit of a combination between the two. The blended one and the ring one. So that's what I'm doing. If you voted on there, because I said, which do you like, the blended one or the ring one? This is a combination of both of those. Everyone seemed to like those two the most. And my card's curling up on the side, so I'm going to go and get a fresh card, so that I get a nice even effect. Running out of cards, I'm going to have to go to the hardware store again and grab some more cards. I pick the ones that aren't all that attractive, that nobody else seems to want, and I'll just grab a handful of those. I'm sure they don't mind. I spend enough there with them, with all my floetrol and my PVA glue. I think I can get a few paint chip cards from them without too many concerns. Okay, so I'm nearly done. I've just got a few more little sections to do here. Whoops, that's going to drip. Need a bigger table. I'm building a studio underneath my house, so once I go under there and have some peace and quiet from the rest of the family, I will have a bigger table and I won't have to worry about spilling on the floor like I keep doing with this pour. Okay, keep going. Don't want to bore you too much with my, oops, I can't reach that one, I'm behind the tripod. Let's try again. Stand on this side. So much for black corners, that didn't really work. Although you can see through, there's a little bit of black there. Now, where else? Where else? I think I'll tear one of these cards in half. They're easy to tear into half, and then you can just do a smaller section if you want to, just to get through there. And through here as well, this little bit. Oh, I don't have to go through that. I don't want to go through that. Take it through here, like that. Okay. And I think I'll just do one more section at the top there. Like I said, I don't mind these pops of colour through here. I quite like that. This one here is a bit too big, so I'll just bring that through. Like so. All right, now I'm going to stop swiping and I'll give a quick torch, see if there's any cells that want to come up. Actually, I just want to fix my middle up first. Put some black there. And I'm going to just spread it, because I don't like how this little bit of orange has popped up in the middle there. So I'm going to spread that. And then I do have too much black in here for my liking. So I'm going to drag some of the colour through. I'm going to torch first. Right, where will we start? Up in this corner. Up and down, up and down. Take a while to get through the whole thing. This corner. Under here. Side. This corner. Finish this corner off. Up the back. Goodness, it goes on forever. This corner. And then I've just got this side here. My goodness, look at all those cells. Let's go over the black. The black's quite thick. I probably could have had it a little bit thinner. You either have your paint too thick and it sits in the middle and then you get a good coverage over your cells, or if it's thinner you have less in the middle but then you don't have a very good coverage over your cells and the cells don't pop as much. So yeah, I did my swipe colour at 4:1. Did I say that earlier? Paints were all 3:1, swipe colour and background was 4:1. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to bring a little bit of this colour through into the middle, just like this. Just for a little bit of a wispy effect. You don't have to do too much of it, just so that it's not totally black in the centre. Let's do a little bit first and see what that looks like. I can always go on and do a little bit more. Try not to disrupt too many lovely cells. I'll have to go around the other side. This tripod's really in the way. What do you think about the wispiness? Yay or nay? Done now. It'll have to be a yay. And then I'll just do some little ones as well. Just like that, in between. Okay, what are we thinking? Stand back and look at it. Now, just a little bit of black right in the middle, just to, so that I've got a round centre. Torch those little wispy bits that I've done, because they can have some cells in them as well. I think that's better than having just a huge black centre, black hole of a galaxy. Okay, so try not to fiddle too much. Walk away from the paint. Okay. What do you think? Wish you could answer me. I like it. I had no idea what to expect. It's similar to my other one. I'll show you the other one again, one I did last night that I liked. Although the one I just did now is more blended. Here we go. You can see the rings. Black, orange, turquoise, yellow, red. You can see where I put the colours. And I guess in a way you can still see where I put the colours on this one, but they're a little bit more blended because I went over, when I was pouring them, I went over the colours with other colours, so you're getting those multicoloured cells. Got some purple happening in here, got some green happening, so a little bit of everything. And I do like how I can still see my block colours in here on the edges. Gives you a really bright outside, and then it comes in and it gets darker in the middle. So I like that. I'm just going to fix this. I know, stop fiddling. Okay, now I'll turn the light on. Don't know if it'll make any difference to you, whether that's any better or any worse. Hopefully it's not too glary. I'll jump up on the ladder and have a look, see what it looks like for you. This is probably the longest video I've ever done. My others have all been in 2 parts because I was using my camera. Oh, it's a little bit glary, not too bad. Okay, so what do you think of that? Let me know. Love your comments. I'll see if I can take you in for a close-up. Please join the Australian Acrylic Pouring Group on Facebook. I'm just going to take this camera down, or my phone down, and I can actually see what I'm doing. Try not to fall off the ladder. Whoops, there we go. One day I'm going to fall off the ladder and you're going to hear me fall down. Right, there we go. So here's the corners that I wanted to keep black on the edges. That light's annoying, isn't it? The light's above. Come around here and get away from them. Once it's dry, I'll go around and paint the sides black, because we have had a few little drips over the sides. So lovely multicoloured cells here, as you can see. And our centre. I do like the little wispy bits in the middle. It just breaks up that big black centre. Come back down here. We've got more of the yellow and the red. This first corner I did. Got some lovely lacing, got some lovely cells. Oops, that's too glary. And that's the other corner. It's nice to see these pops of red against the turquoise. It's really pretty. Where I haven't swiped over everything. Red and turquoise are just beautiful together, aren't they? And that's the top. Okay. I'll zoom you in for, or zoom you out I should say, for one final look. There we go. Hope you enjoyed that video. Hope you've had a little bit of inspiration. There's been a few people doing these types of videos. The first one I saw was Deby Coles. Hey Deby! Loved her Starburst swipe. And I did do one in blues and copper after I saw hers, but I haven't done a really bright one like this. The other lady that does really lovely swipes, Starburst swipe, is Eileen Mays. Hello Eileen, love your work. She puts dots out instead of rings. So either are just beautiful. So have a go. Your different effects will depend on sort of how you lay your paints. I didn't have time to put dots everywhere. It would have taken me an hour just to lay the paint down, but I would like to do that. So anyway, I'll stop rambling on, and I will see you on one of the Facebook groups. Become a member, say hi, I'd love to see your work. Okay, that's it for me for now. I'll see you for the next pour. Bye for now.